Hi there, it's H here from Primal Alternative. I'm the Primal Alternative founder, and I always get asked, what do you actually get with the Primalista license? And I know that on the license page, there's a ton of information explaining what you get. But what I thought I'd do in this video is give you a behind the scenes look at what each of the resources looks like and why it can be really helpful for you in your baking business. So first of all, we'll start with the actual Primalista training itself. So this is what you'll see when you first log in, and this is how the Primalista license is laid out. So there's effectively three core modules. The first one is to get you open for business. So that's where we get your business basics set up, like your ABN, your insurance, your Primal Alternative email, and your kitchen approved. Also, in the very first week, you'll get to try some of the Primal Alternative recipes. So you'll see at the bottom here, we get through all of the paperwork. We deal with some of those terrified feelings, as I like to call them, which is when you're feeling a little bit terrified and very much excited. So there's a lot of mindset support as well. And then in this module, you will get the recipes for the chocolate chip cookies, low carb seed loaf, aka fat and seedy bread, and the fruit and nut loaf to try in your first week as well, which is very cool. So the first module, as I said, is open for business. Go back to here. We'll just get rid of these. It's just because I'm in my preview mode. So yeah, that gets your business basics sorted. The second module is called Getting Equipped, and that's where I will put you in touch with our best suppliers so that you'll get your ingredients and your packaging at wholesale prices using your ABN. So that's where you'll get access to really cool things like our supplier comparison spreadsheet, which is a spreadsheet where I keep in the numbers of all the best suppliers across Australia. And you know that when you're buying your ingredients and packaging from there, you're getting the best prices and turning the best profit, right? And the module three is about making sales, and that's how to get your happy repeat customers because without sales, it's not a business, it's just a hobby. So in this module, I teach you the three core Primalista selling systems, which are farmers markets, retailers, and pre-orders, and how to get yourself out there in a really authentic way that fits in with your lifestyle. And then in part two, there's also over 15 complementary marketing strategies. Now, you don't need to do all of these at once, right? And they're really just how to, you can just jump in and out of them as you want. So in here, you see we've got things like how to set up social media platforms, even just having a page where people can find you and place an order. That's all you really need. It's like a kind of mini website. So I show you exactly what to put on there, what photographs to share, and even what to write in your bio, right? And if you want to have an online shop, so so you can post in like local community groups, people can find you that way. Then I'll show you how to do all of that and link that up with a shop, so you can be taking orders while you're getting on with your everyday life. Other things like farm stands, porch pickups, the free sample jar strategy, which is one of my favorites. All of the artwork and stuff's already done. Leaflets, posters, loyalty programs, how to post on social media, and even how to do Facebook ads, how to do a website, how to do live events, how to collaborate with other people to grow your business. So there's so much in there. So say, for example, and the training's so simple. So you've got the modules, you click into the particular lesson that you're on with, get rid of these again. Sorry. And you just press click and you watch, like you can see this is like a 4-minute video of me coming to you. Hello, that's me in the past with different flowers in the background. Yeah, and then you can watch the video, you can listen to an audio version of it, or you can read it. It's totally up to you, your preferred way of learning. And once you've done it, you mark it as complete, and it says, "Great job, keep going." And then you move on to the next lesson. So it's very stepwise. You know exactly what you're doing, when you're meant to be doing it, and there's never any overwhelm as to where do I start and what do I do next, which really is the main thing I hear from the like over 1,500 calls I've been on with people like you. Like, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do next. And it's so easy to get overwhelmed, right? Well, this just lays it all out step by step. So these are the three core modules. Once you've finished up to here, and this could happen over 6 weeks, this is you get a module each week. If you want to race ahead, as some primalistas do, you can. Just let me know and I'll open it all up for you. Um, After your cooling off period, just in case you change your mind. But after you've done the three core modules, that'll be you. You'll be set up, you'll be baking, you'll have your customers. If you do want to have a little bit more business skills, then I've added these two modules in because knowing your numbers is really important as a business owner, as opposed to just like giving all your receipts to your accountant at the end of the year. They're always about, tax minimization. You want to know exactly what your business is turning so you can make decisions like, can I afford to buy 2,000 labels this month? Can I afford to do this market stall at Christmas or whatever? So that's what I teach you in these two modules. This module is actually by a profit first professional, Natalie Woff, who is incredible. She's very into the health and fitness world as well. But it's basically an online training with primalistas from her, where she walks you through, um, you know, really important things about how to run your business, how to put money aside for tax and ingredients, and of course, to pay yourself first, which is very, very cool. All right, so as you can see, the training modules, it's pretty straightforward. It will initially look like, whoa, there's so much there, but you can just go through the basics to get up and running really quickly. We've got people who can smash this out and be open within a week. Okay, so there's no prizes for a quick startup, right? But if you want to, you can as opposed to, going and doing a course full time for a year and then having to come up with a business idea from scratch, right? So the training will take you through getting open for business, getting your kitchen approved, doing your baking training. It's got all the pricing, it's got all the marketing, and as well as the ongoing business support. I'm just looking at my notes because I do tend to ramble, get a bit excited, ramble a little bit. So the other really cool thing in here is the recipes and the how-to videos. So the recipes obviously come as part of the license, and they're all housed in here in the recipes module. So each of the recipes, and this is our products, so I'm just scrolling through so you can see that as well. And we do collaborate with Quirky Cooking on this range of products, and also with Low Tox Life on a brownie, which is delicious, I have to say. We also have a whole foods range, which basically means you can on sell your ingredients and just add on a margin to it, which is cool too. So you kind of act as a little mini co-op, if you like, in your community. So what I'll do is I'll just click into one of these recipes so you can see how it all works. So it's a little bit of a background to what the recipe is and what it can also be turned into these delicious bagels, which are amazing. You can also comment in the lessons as well, and I'll reply. So if you don't want to be in like our Facebook Primalista group, there's also support right within the Primalista training, which is pretty cool, right? So you get a video of how to make them from me in my kitchen. So there's like a little mini cooking show, and then you've got the recipe here, where you can download. Quite a lot of primalistas like to print the recipes off and put them in those, folders where you can just flick through them, which is really cool. Something else I wanted to show you was our supplier comparison spreadsheet. So along the sidebar here in the training, and this is your this walks you through all the things you've got to do. So 98 lessons sounds intense. But remember, in there we've got the recipes. There's also module 7, which is full of bonuses and gifts that I don't talk about on the license page. So that is genuine bonuses when you get inside the license. And then module 6 is support. So what to do when it's your Primiversary, what to do if you want to take a break, what to do if you have tech trouble, what do you do if you need support. So this is more just kind of information as opposed to lessons, if you know what I mean. So like I mentioned before, the three core modules is open for business, getting equipped and making sales, and then you'll be away at the races. And then the rest you can really sort of dip in and out of. But in the sidelines, you'll see a link to, in the sidelines, in the sidebar, you'll see a link to the Facebook group and and also a link to the supplier comparison spreadsheet. I'm just making sure I'm still recording. You know, just have one of those moments you think, oh, I just said all this for no reason. So I'm going to click through into here. Is that going to work all right? Yeah, I'm going to try it. Okay. Mm. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, good. So you might be into spreadsheets and you might think, oh, great. Or you might think, oh no, I hate spreadsheets. And honestly, trust me, when I first was started my baking business, I was not a spreadsheet person at all. Now that, 12 years in business, I've had to get into spreadies. But it's a really cool all in one. This is one spreadsheet. So the thing I like about this is you can write down what you need to be baking today, and this little spreadsheet will tell you how much ingredients you need. So you never have to have that horrible feeling of, oh, am I going to run out of almond meal today? Okay, so this is a great spreadsheet. This is an ingredient stock spreadsheet. So if you want to keep a track of how much stock you've got on hand, then you can enter it into this spreadsheet and you'll know how much you've got without going to have to go through your pantry each time. And then the same with your packaging stock as well. That's all in there. Now, council will require you to keep batch records. So we've got a very simple batch record process in here. And the main thing I wanted to show you here was our supplier comparison. So as you can see, I keep on top of this regularly. It's the best suppliers that Primalistas find in Australia. If you are coming in from other countries, we are developing our best suppliers for those areas. And if you're a pioneering Primalista in those particular areas, like the US, New Zealand, the UK, or Ireland, then let us know where you get your ingredients from so we can keep a track of it. So here you can think, right, almond meal. Okay, so it's $21.50 from Healthy Wholesalers, and you've got like the comparison of prices across there. So you can decide where you're going to get your ingredients from based on where you are across the country. We've got Primalistas spanning the whole of Australia. So this over 10 years, this has been developed. So we know that these are the best prices in Australia. And of course, some of the other things you'll be getting, these are for your bulk dry goods. And your other ingredients like your free range eggs, your organic butter, that kind of thing, you will be getting from um, your local suppliers, local supermarkets. Okay, so this can keep a track of your ingredients, your packaging, um, and I update it regularly. Everybody worries about cost of goods, ingredients prices going up. Well, this saves you hours of trying to keep on top of all of this because that's what I do for you. So it saves you hours of research, saves you waking up in the middle of the night thinking, oh, chocolate prices have gone up at Woolies. Am I still making a profit on my triple choc keto cookies? Yes, you will be because I'll be keeping on top of this for you. All right. Supply comparison, ingredient stock calculator. Yeah. So this is where we do all of the pricing for all of the products. So we know um, what the profit is if you're selling wholesale, if you're selling retail. Very cool. And if you want to have, oh, this is our pricing, so you always know what to charge. And in the ingredients, and also our best before dates. So you're not thinking how much this is on the recipes as well. But if you want just a quick reference guide, it's all here in this one spreadsheet. And in your ingredient stock calculator, you can change the cost per kilo here to the cost per kilo that it actually costs you to source it if you want to, don't have to. And then you can find out your exact pricing in here. So that if you change the numbers in the ingredient stock, it will change the numbers in here. And so you'll know, okay, all right, well, I'm making $7.10 profit on the goji fruit loaf, for example. So I think that is pretty cool. Now I'm just going to pause you for a minute while I work out what I want to show you next. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to tell you about was the target stockist spreadsheet. Oh no, another spreadsheet. But again, very easy to use. And the reason that we started the target stockist spreadsheet is because no primalistas want to step on anyone else's toes. Okay. So in the retail selling system training, so just as an idea, this is what you get. So we give you scripts of what to say. There's brochures to take with you, scripts to introduce yourself, questions to ask when you see your stockist, how to ask for the order, very crucial. And we even have a stockist agreement, which is a legal document that we've had a solicitor put together that lets the stockist know how and when they need to place orders, how to store ingredients, when to pay, what happens if there's delays or cancellations. So just a really good boundaries, really healthy relationship so that there's no misunderstandings. And if there is a bit of a dispute, you can just go back to the stockist agreement and see what you need to do, which is wonderful. Okay. So one thing that's in this training is the target stockist spreadsheet, which is just wonderful. And I'm going to tap into Western Australia. So, for example, we can see in here that these are some of the stockists in Western Australia that have been contacted. Now, some of these are really old, like 2018, right? So if you're a primalista coming into Western Australia, let's say this is Perth, Netherlands, and Subiaco, you can say, oh, look, there was an angry almond in Netherlands that was approached in 2018. Well, let's follow up. Let's see if that's worth approaching again. Or you might see that, Giving Greens was a stockist from a primalista who's now moved interstate. Well, I wonder if anybody's supplying them now. And it can be worth following up with these places. But also, what this does is it means that you can write in here the places that you've been to so that other it's like a communication between other primalistas. So that they say who they spoke to, what's happened, and yeah, it's just like the right arm's talking to the left arm. It can save heaps of time in terms of thinking about places to approach, give you loads of ideas, stops that awkwardness of feeling like you're stepping on each other's toes, and it's organized by area, so really easy to just finding the pause button again, really easy to use. The next thing I want to show you, if you're still watching, hello if you are, is our food safety program. So in module one, getting open for business, we do all the boring paperwork that's necessary to open up a food business in the first week when you've got the most motivation. And in lesson four, it's all about getting your kitchen approved. And in there, you're going to see our food safety program. In this module, I show you exactly how to apply based on which country that you're in. And there is a link here to share our food safety program with your environmental health officer. And when you see what a fabulous document it is, you'll understand like this in itself, I feel is just such a valuable asset. Having navigated food business registrations myself without a clue, like I started selling food to the public, I did not know that you needed to have, um, let me get this a bit bigger for you. I did not know that you needed to have a food fit. Yeah, it's a bit better, isn't it? A bit bigger for you. Yeah, I didn't know you needed to do this. And so I was at a market, I was selling my products, and along walks a food health, environmental health officer and asks to see my food business my food business registration certificate, and I didn't have one. So that was a bit of a poo your pants moment. So I don't want that to happen for you. So I've worked with the health department. I've helped primalistas get their kitchens approved for the last 10 years, pretty much dealt with every council in Australia and put together this. So you can give this to your council or your health department, whichever country you're in, because it's global and it will show them exactly what our methods are. It'll show them exactly what our labels look like. I think I'm getting to that bit now. Yeah. So here's an example of our Australian labels. Yep, that's Australian with the country of origin logo and all the other things, the GS1 barcodes, everything that they need to have in there. This is a US example. So this is to um, FDA standards. FDA, is that right? Doesn't sound right, but it is right, isn't it? I haven't done any US work for a while. And you can see things are a bit different over there. So we've got calories instead of kilojoules. And then we've got our UK and Ireland label example as well. So no matter what jurisdiction you're in, this will cover you. The other thing that I find, and it's 186 pages, right? So I'm not going to take you through it all, but what you'll find towards the bottom of the document, if it hurries up and catches up with me, let's just pause it while it, oh, here we go. Wiki wiki. All right, so in here, you're going to see lab tests. So all of our products have had lab tests done. So to test their shelf life. So we have got scientific evidence to prove that our products are low risk and not potentially hazardous and can be done from a home kitchen. So look at that, just pages and pages, thousands and thousands of dollars to get these sorts of tests done that you don't have to pay for. Yeah, and this it's a living document. It's just recently been updated this month as I'm recording this at the end of July 2026. And yeah, it's forever been improved and added to, and a wonderful document. I literally have seen the difference between somebody trying to get approved without this food safety program. It can take ages. And the reason that council can take ages is because they don't understand what you're doing. Um, they're not sure. They need answers. You're not giving them enough answers. Whereas this just goes bam. Here's all your answers. This is we are talking in, food tech language, which is the language they speak. And this food safety program has been written in collaboration with the health department. So it actually mirrors, like the beginning, it mirrors their checklist of the things that they're looking for. Um, so we've got all of that in there. So a bit like if you've heard of HACCP, then this is written towards that standard as well. All right, I could go on and on and on. This was meant to be a 10-minute video, but hey, here we are. But back into the Primalista training hub, everything's in here, right? If you ever get stuck, you're like, oh, where do I find that? Where do I find that? It's all here. The next thing I'm going to show you is in the Primalista Google Drive. The reason we have to have a Google Drive is just because we've got a lot of artwork and a lot of really large documents that we need our graphics team to be able to access as well. So I want to show you our labels. So in here, you will find all of the labels. So, for example, our low carb hemp loaf, get that a bit bigger for you. There we go. So it's all here, all done, all to Food Standards Australia, New Zealand standards. Now you can just take these if you want and take them to your local printer and print them. But we do have a printer that prints Primal Alternative labels full time. So, and we put you in touch with that printer as well. So they've got an order form specifically for Primal Alternative. You can just enter in there what you want to get. You can start with just a few products. You don't have to do the whole range to start with, but everything's in here. Yeah, which is really cool. Whilst we're in the drive, let's go and look at some of the other marketing things that we have available. Oh, I just my screen's just doing a little freeze. It's just a bit stressed out because I'm trying to open too many things and I've got Zoom going. Hang on, I'll just pause this boring section for you, listener, watcher. It's okay. Right, so I'm back. I'm back in the drive. So, like, and don't worry about trying to remember all of this because it's all in training. But if you wanted to have like an email signature at the bottom of your email, we've got one of those. Like you name it. All right, somebody's asked for it and we made it. In the marketing templates, we've got so many different things that you might want to use. So, for example, if you want to do a farmer's market and you want to have a banner, you could choose this one, you could choose that one. That would go like across the back of your stall. If you want to like a pull-up banner, you've got this one. So they're all kind of done for you and all the artwork's done. You just need to decide what you want and you just print it off. So I'm going to show you a stockist brochure. Here we go. So this is what you'll be able to take with you when you approach a stockist. So like, how cool is this? Actually, I'll get it. It's a bit too big. You can't really see it, can you? Hang on a minute. Da, 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 da. Okay, so you'll be able to, you can either email a link to this or you can print this off. And you'll be able to take this with you when you go and speak to shops in your area. I mean, how credible and professional would you feel to go into a shop with this? And it's not just information for them, but it's also information for you. Because if they say, "Oh, I've really heard a lot about your low carb seed loaf. It's quite famous, fat and seedy bread." How many grams of carbs has that got? Well, you can see the nutrition panel here. You've got the key selling points here. If they say, "What's in that? Is there any starches in that?" You can say, "No, it's just nuts and seeds." What's the shelf life? It's this. What's the wholesale price? What's the retail price? You'll have all of these answers at your fingertips, and the barcodes are there as well, which is really cool. So yeah, it just basically goes through the whole product range, beautiful pictures of the products. Yeah. And if you don't take, we do recommend in the training that you take tasters with you, but you can't take tasters for the whole range, right? But they can really get a feel for, oh wow, these look delicious. Yes, I want to give them a try. So when you say, would you like to give us a try? We don't have any minimum order quantity. It's super easy for them to say yes. So that's all in the Google Drive. So I'm going to show you something else which I think is super, super valuable. Pause. Photos. I don't know about you, but I am terrible at taking food photos. Whenever I take a food photo, it literally looks like a piece of poo on a plate. Like I'm not joking. Like some people are just so naturally good at it. Me, not so much. Which is why we have over 500 professionally taken photographs of the products. So yeah, so you can just download these to your phone, and we have got this is just one of them. Na, 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 na. Yeah. Na, na, yeah. Okay. So for example, Jordan Pye has done some incredible photos of the products. It's all styled, ready to use. You just choose what you want. If you want to go with there's some that are like really don't know why this is being annoying to navigate. Oh, there we go. That's better, isn't it? there's some that are like really like styled, but if you want to go for something that's a lot more kind of natural, you could go to, and they are bunched by the photographer as opposed to the product, which is a bit annoying, but also it's good because all the sort of style of the photography is similar, you know? So these are a lot more, I find these a lot more kind of as if you took them yourself, a bit more kind of natural looking. You can really see what the products look like. Look how crystal clear that picture is. So yeah, I think it's just great that you don't need to yeah, take all of these sorts of pictures yourself. And you can just download these and use them to promote, yeah, promote on your social media. So there's stuff in there for like absolutely everything that we've got, which is very exciting. We've even got social media slides that are already done. So if you wanted to do like we have bundles and boxes, they're already worked out. If you wanted to do like if you wanted some testimonials of why people love Primal Alternative, um, these are ready to use. You can use these, which is very cool. Yeah, and like I say, you just download them to your phone and you use them. Like there's stuff in here that will keep you going for years. So many pictures, which is very cool. All right. What else did I want to show you? Okay, so I've shown you product photos. Oh yeah, there's lifestyle photos in here as well, like the styled photos. We in the Google Drive we have the Primal Alternative logo, so you can download a really high resolution logo to put on your invoices, to put wherever you want to put it. Tons of brand assets. I think I've walked you through the most important documents in terms of the target stockist spreadsheet and the supplier comparison spreadsheet, how the pricing's all worked out, where the recipes are, the recipe videos. The other thing I wanted to show you is, yeah, I think that's it really. Yeah, this is the last thing I'm going to show you. So that's exciting, isn't it? Finally get to the end of this video. Um, is our group. So we have a Facebook group that has been going since the first Primalista joined, which was back in 2016, which is a long, long time ago now. I'm just going to pause. I'm going to try and pause you again so I can get the Facebook group open. Why can't I just find it? It was there before. No. Okay. If I come out of this, maybe that'll work. Pause. Okay, so again, everything is in the hub, in the training. So you can join the Primalista Facebook group here, and this should automatically take me into our gang. Here we are. Very cool. So when a new Primalista joins, I will write an introduction to that Primalista. So everybody gets to meet her. There's normally loads of welcome, welcome. It's so nice to be here. So it's a really lovely, it's a very low drama group. The Primalista Facebook group is um, full of women like you who are health conscious. They're looking to start a business like this in their town. And this is a place to go if you want to talk about something cool, if you've got something to share, or if you've got a question to ask. So I'm taking samples to my first contact on Friday. What's that word? Terry certified. Um, and I just want to ask a few questions. Then this one from Shirley, which I just love. I received my apron. Woo, thanks, Helen. I'll take a photo wearing it. I've had my council inspection today. I passed. Yay. Oh my goodness, I was so anxious leading up to this day because my kitchen is small, but I'm so happy now. How cool is that? And then everyone's happy for her, which is really cool too. Yeah, so this is kind of how the group is. Someone's asking questions about how to get their website working. Me saying I do check my emails because I do. Yeah, so there's lots of it's a really like low drama group. but yeah, got lots of questions in here. And the main thing I want to show you in here is I didn't want to start to do a group that had lots of meetings that you had to make, had to attend. That was a bit boring. So three times a year we have a coffee catch up. So as you can see, we've got one coming up next week actually. And in the coffee catch up, it's just a really casual meeting on Zoom. Everyone brings a cuppa and everyone gets to have a chat if they want to talk. Mostly people talk about what's going on in their business, any questions that they've got, but most of the primalistas just love to come and see other primalistas and put a face to the name. You know, we're all chatting away in this Facebook group here. We also do have another community that's held on the same platform as our training. If you are not on Facebook, no big deal. But this is a really cool space, and what I like about it is this the search button. So you can search in here. So say if you wanted to search mince pies, you can search mince pies and it will bring up all of the questions about mince pies. I don't know why I just said mince pies there. Yeah, so you can go, oh, look, she's done little mince pies. How exciting. Oh, look, somebody's made a uh, fruit mince pie tart. And people are showing you how they're doing it. Look at that. How cool is that? Yeah, so there's a lot of previous conversation um to look at. So if you've got a question and you don't want to if you don't ask it in the group, you can like search back on stuff from like 2019. Do you know what I mean? So it's just a really cool yeah, really cool function. And that's why I've been quite loath to take it off the Facebook platform because of the amount of history and chat that we've got in here. So the other thing I was telling you about, wasn't it, was our events. So yeah, how we have little catch-ups usually 3 times a year. And yeah, this time we're focusing on production. So everyone's going to talk about any tips they've got or any questions they've got around streamlining production. So it can be really good. They usually only go for about 45 minutes to an hour. And you usually come out of those Primalista coffee catch-ups feeling pretty upbeat. It is pretty cool. So look, hey, I think I've finally got to the my 10-minute video. How long did I go for? Probably an hour, no doubt. But look, on top of all of that, there is a clarity call with me, which you can have at the end of your training, where we basically will go through anything that didn't quite stick or didn't quite land in the training, or if you've been a Primalista for a while and things are shifting in your business or shifting in your life, and you want to have a bit of a conversation about it, book a clarity call with me. So there's a lot. I'm very hands-on, if you haven't guessed, still very 12 years into the business at time of recording, like so still in love with the Primal Alternative, so stand for the purpose of the business, which is to get grain-free, wholesome food into our communities, because yeah, there's not much of it, but also to empower women like you with a really cool business model that's going to make it easier to get up and running and actually baking and making money without all of the hurdles that a lot of home bakers have to deal with, like marketing, like figuring out what products to make, how to charge and turn a profit, and not to be so terrified of the health department that you never actually do this. So yeah, everything that you're seeing here has been built over more than 10 years. You don't need to figure all of this out by yourself. This has been figured out. It's been tested by over 375 women who've looked at it, prodded it from each angle, and asked for improvements, asked for changes, and now you've got a very refined business model that works in 4 different countries. So that's incredible. So I think that's it. I hope that this adds a little bit more behind the scenes. Hope it gives you a little bit more of a picture of what actually happens when you click the join now button and you step inside of the Primalista world. The key thing is that I want to share is everything's there for you, But if you strip it right back to the very basics, all you need to do is to register your kitchen as a food business, talk to people in your community, and bake for them. That's as simple as it is. And you can just take what you need from these wealth of resources to help you along the way to get to be where you want to be in your business. So I think it's awesome. I really do, because it's not something that I have, created all by myself. It's something that has been developed and built collaboratively with feedback from customers and primalistas and stockists and the health department and accountants and graphic designers and wellness influencers. So huge. I love it. I'm super proud of it. And I hope you see the awesomeness of it too. All right, I'm going to try and figure out how to press end. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.